Okay, welcome to the September 15th, 2025 regular meeting of the Needham Historical Commission. As a reminder, this meeting is being broadcast to the town's YouTube channel and also via Zoom and is being recorded for publication, later viewing, and administrative purposes. All votes will be taken by roll call. So I note that a quorum is present. Get the roll call of who's present. Leah?
Here.
Marshall?
Here.
Megan?
Here.
Zohar?
Here.
Victor?
Here.
And chair is here. That's 6 with 1 absence. Okay, we have the minutes of the June and July meetings. These were the June meeting was a regular meeting, and the July meeting was a special meeting, and in both meetings, the main order of business was the assessment of the 2 houses for which we had demolition requests, 430 Grove and 1247, Great Plain. Does anybody have any comments or changes on the June 16th minutes?
I had a very minor comment on the June minutes. In the portion said the discussion and feedback on the select board goals for 2026.
Oh.
So the select
Oh.
board goals with like feedback on their goal.
Oh, it should just say the select board would like feedback on that.
Yeah, got an extra word in there.
Yes.
So I guess it's totally minor, but I figured to point it out.
How should it read?
I can say,
Oh, I don't have to note it here.
yeah, you just say with the inner.
Yeah, that's just,
Minor
yeah.
corrections.
The only time you have to actually specify what the changes are, or if they're substantive. So typos and things like that. Yeah. That's throw the category.
Basically.
Does anybody have any other changes to note? Okay, then motion to approve the minutes of the June 16th, 2025 meeting. Leah, thank you. Seconded, the part I always forget. Thank you. Leah.
Yes.
How do you say that? Listed and seconded?
I would say moved. Butch Cordy, second Davis.
And there is the go to put it in. That makes
Leah,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Megan.
Yeah.
Zohar.
Yeah.
Victor, Gloria, yes. Minutes of the June 16th meeting are approved with minor corrections. By a vote of 6-0 with 1 absence. How about the minutes of the July 21st special meeting? Did anybody have any questions or comments or corrections to those?
I had one, I mean, I know I wrote the minutes, but I had one question about who the neighbor was that said she had known the prior owner for years. I just didn't know that. I couldn't find it.
The one that lived behind Jeff
No,
on Meeting House?
and the first
We
one,
got
I think
the-
it was Mrs. Geddes, but I'm not sure. It just,
Yeah, we got the names of most of them, but not everybody.
so I just put in a neighbor.
And yeah, that's fine.
It's pretty minor.
Prefer that to identifying her.
Correctly. That's how I felt, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, so there are no additional comments? All right. Move that the minutes of the July 21st, July 21, 2025 special meeting be approved.
So, second.
Reverse order.
Vote, Leah,
Yes.
Marshall, Megan,
Yes.
Zohar,
Yes.
Victor, and chair votes yes. Approved 6-0 with 1 absence. Okay. The last. Dotted I for that summer work.
Did you get thoughts on that?
What though?
they were approved 6-0 from us.
I did,
Just checking.
yes.
It's a lot.
Oh.
It's a lot.
Especially at the beginning, yeah.
Okay, next item is the appointment of the Historical Commission rep to the CPC, which is Marshall Davis. Marshall's appointment was from June 2024 to June 2027, but over the last several years, the 3-year rotating schedule has gotten kind of out of whack, and the town clerk would like to regularize it. So the vote is to extend Marshall's term until June 2028, so an additional year on this term to get everybody sort of back into that 3-year rotation. Any discussion?
You feel about
I would say, starting with, okay with this.
What was this for?
The Community Preservation Committee, we have a representative on the committee, and it's Courtney Marshall. Yes, they wanted to extend his term for a year, so it falls into the regular 3-year rotation. So get everybody back onto the cycle. That's right, so. Okay, any further discussion?
As long as you're agreeable.
Okay. All right, do we have to vote on it?
I can't.
Okay.
I voted there.
So are we accepting the town clerk's we're not extending ourselves, we're accepting the town clerk's
So
recommendation?
There would need to be a motion to appoint Marshall Davis to the Community Preservation Committee, with a term expiring on June 30th, 2028.
Okay.
Get all that support.
Move, we appoint Marshall Davis, to the Community Preservation Committee, with a term ending in June 2028. I need a motion, I need somebody to move motion. Second,
Second it.
okay. So agreeable and easy. Take a vote, Leah. Marshall,
Yes.
Megan. Yeah, Zohar,
Yes.
Victor. Chair votes yes. The motion is approved 6-0 with 1 absence. That's right, and then we also.
So we have to
Yeah.
sign.
I'll file that with the town clerk tomorrow morning.
Time after.
Give them a minute. Yeah.
So does this supersede his current term? So you have to be resworn. Okay. To wait until 27 to get sworn in. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. At least you and I. We put off the election of new officers, which we usually do in the June meeting, because we had low attendance, so we're doing it this meeting. So as our usual process of rotation, Vice Chair Leah Wilbridge-Cordy becomes the chair. Secretary Megan Anderson becomes Vice Chair, and Zohar P. Gorman has agreed to take on the role of Clerk Secretary. Joe Morrell, as you know, has resigned from the commission effective June 30th, and the Select Board has appointed Victor Seidel to the vacancy effective July 1st. So. Motion. That Leah Wilbridge-Cordy become chair of this commission, Megan Anderson become vice chair, and Zohar P. Gorman become secretary. Have we already, and we, just in case we haven't done this. And we welcome the appointment of Victor Seidel as the new commissioner. Do I hear? Thank you. Second. Okay. Come for the vote. Leah, Marshall,
Yes.
Megan,
Yes.
Zohar,
Yeah.
Victor,
Yes.
Gloria. We don't often have this many votes. Okay,
Crazy ones.
Leah second.
Oh, yes.
Or,
second.
yeah. Right. Motion passes 6-0 with one absence. Leah and I talked about this. I'll finish the meeting and she will take over next time. The schedule of meetings for 2025-26. This has been previously circulated. But please note that the April date has changed. We moved it up or down a week. I think it was supposed to be the following week, which was a holiday, I believe. There was a reason that we couldn't meet in town hall on the 20th, so that date has been moved to April 13th, which is a week earlier. The rest is as we have already discussed. Regular meetings will be in the Great Plain Room, unless otherwise noted, and I think there's one other meeting this year scheduled to be in this room, the Highland Room. And then the good news, the local historic district bylaw has gotten the necessary final approvals from the state. And the next steps are for Mr. Tucker to file it with the Registry of Deeds. And then we'll go about appointing a district commission. The district commission is not the same as the historical commission, but the historical commission will have a representative on the commission. And we will discuss that in a further meeting when the time comes. But that's good to know. That also means that potential properties we have been discussing, we can now start discussing in a more active fashion and make affirmative plans to, and solicit and encourage people to look into this or actively approach them and ask them if they would be interested in looking into this. So it's now our bylaw. The only other thing on the agenda for tonight is I sent around the information notice forwarded from Miles about elected and appointed committee members orientation. It's optional. You can go to both, you can go to either, you can go to neither. It is a good idea if you can do it. And the schedule for the 2 nights is listed. This will be in the Emery Grover building. We're in the Emery Grover building upstairs.
Yes.
The upstairs, 3rd floor conference room. Which is quite nice. Used to be the attic. Now all furbed up and safe again. Used to be the condemned attic. The haunted attic. Now it's a very nice meeting space.
It's cool, they left all the games in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good space. Yeah. Was it?
Were you?
I was on that committee.
He was an architect. I thought there was an architect that was. Yeah, I was that's nice. Yes.
I will say, I attended one of these sessions last year. I thought that for chairs and co-chairs or vice chairs, it was really very important. They did a lot of talking about what chairs and then issues came up, so. It seemed
Which night would you recommend?
Looks like that discussion is the second night, chair
Second
second
night,
meetings,
yeah.
yeah. But also for any of you who have not done your conflict of interest training this year, you should have gotten a note reminding you that you need to do it this year. If you haven't, that means you need to do it next year. It's every 2 years. But if you have not done that and you have been asked to do that and you have not done that, please do that as soon as possible. There's mandatory state requirement for anybody on any town employee, paid, unpaid, any committee members, anybody with a public meeting focus. That is all I have on the agenda for this meeting. One note is we no longer put new business at the end of our, at the end of our agendas because the town clerk has requested that we don't start discussing, bringing up and discussing topics that have not been posted because they may be of interest to members of the public, who would then not have notification that we were about to discuss it. So we try to make these as comprehensive as possible. Last minute things do come up. For example, I forgot to attach the June and July minutes. Sometimes we can do a quick revision, but if it is a big topic, we can't sort of revise at the last minute to get these done. Chair will take over next time. And I think. Well, it's now up to you. But our priorities, the priorities we were talking about last spring were revisions to the demolition delay bylaw, which, as we have many opportunities to discuss last spring, is inefficient and difficult at times to manage, and has some unintended consequences that we would like to mitigate. And now, obviously, we have the local historic district bylaw as well that we can pursue. Anybody else have any comments, questions about what we did today?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
For the local historic, or the local, historic district. right? So each district will have their own committee? Or
You
like
can.
if there are, how does that work?
The district commission is an appointed group that's not the historical commission,
Right,
so
so it could
have a member.
cover all the.
It could cover, towns do it differently. I think if you had, one or two in a small town, you'd probably have the same district commission. If you were Somerville, which has an extraordinary number of local historic districts, a lot, mostly single building, but tens, maybe even, like more than 100, then you technically each one can have its own commission. That would be inefficient. But you reach a sort of critical mass and then start splitting it. But for the immediate purposes, there'll probably be one district commission until we, so we really get this ball rolling and.
And who creates the initial district?
Select board?
Select board
How many
with,
members?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but similar to the single parcel study committee. There are certain requirements for some of those seats.
I think it's 7 when you include all of the required seats, but it's not limited to 7.
You are.
Yeah, like it's like the homeowner, I know with the study committee, it was an architect, a realtor. 3 appointees from the select board, the historical society, and there were some other requirements. It's similar, but not limited to that. But obviously there's some constituencies that you want. to put in.
Can I ask it, so how, if someone was interested in pursuing that for their home, like what would the process be? What do we know about the process?
We don't know yet because we just.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know.
I mean, I think you would, I probably could approach us. And we would approach a select board, or you could probably approach the select board directly. It's gonna have to go through the select board, starting the process is gonna have to go through the select board.
Potentially, as the historic district commission itself would be the body to embark on study and review.
It is
from.
that-
Once that's set up, that would be the.
That would be the body to do the work, but not only would it have to go, through the select board, but it would also, any new district would need to be approved by town meeting because it would be an amendment to bylaws. So town meeting would have to vote any historic district or changes to the historic district.
And that's because currently it's just a single parcel and we'd be changing that to something beyond just a single parcel.
And basically the standard.
Wait, oh, so the bylaw specifies only a single parcel?
The bylaw specifies the construct of the
Yeah.
Historic District Commission, the scope of the Historic District Commission, how it can act, when it can act.
Yeah. And
The rules
current-
governing historic districts and establishes the Joseph Kingsbury Historic District.
Yeah, so, but if we had
Just-
we had another district proposed that was, say, 3 houses.
Mhm.
We wouldn't need to change the bylaw because it's 3 houses.
We would be adding to that section.
Okay. I thought the bylaw was non-specific and the district itself was specific.
The district itself is listed in the
Yeah.
bylaws. My understanding would be, it would be
Okay.
in addition to.
Yeah, it's, I'm sorry,
Whether it's a district or a single home, it still has to go to the same.
same process, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the strength of this law is that it has sort of the, once town meeting votes to create the district, it sort of has the full, the full weight of the town process, government behind it. But it also means that it has to go through that process and, nobody feels like they got dragooned against their will into this because it's a long participatory process. One of the problems with the current demolition delay bylaw is that, we try never to add anybody to the inventory without their consent. But once you're on the inventory, you're on the inventory. 3 owners later, you might not, the new owner, we've been trying to, we made a lot of efforts to keep them informed, but we don't always know when a house changes hands. The new owner may not know that their house is on the inventory. And we have had episodes in the past where they were surprised and not pleasantly surprised. And, we're trying to not have that happen. But also because the process for the local historic district, which is a much stricter policy once it's implemented, is so long and collaborative, nobody gets surprised by it. And it's on the deed, so when the house turns over, the new owner already knows.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Are there any other questions or comments?
Just briefly on that same thing about local historic district bylaws and such like that, would it make sense for us, for someone, maybe it's too early, but to to make this more broadly known in the community, like through,
Absolutely
if the
not
need-
too early.
if the Needham Observer would like to run a little
Mhm.
piece on, did you know that we now have this sort of thing? And
Yep. we would
maybe it's
do-
not completely defined about how it goes about, but then, there might be people in the community that at least puts their antennas up about that.
Yeah, we've just basically been waiting for this approval to be.
Yeah.
Until a bylaw change like that has to go to the state legislature for approval. Usually it's a 6-month process, but. There were some issues that had to be cleared up, so it's taken longer.
Sure.
But yeah, now that it's.
I
approved
mean,
by law, we
I
can-
don't really know that people running behind the scenes, maybe others do, at the Needham Observer, but that might be one, be happy to reach out and just say, if someone on their
Oh,
team
well,
would be
we,
interested in. Or the Needham channel, or I
Needham
don't know.
Facebook page is the best.
Yeah, and those are the
That's-
guys,
that's
those are the
easy.
guys
I think
that sit in
that's
our
the-
meetings
I
and
think
take
that's where
notes.
Everybody really looks. I don't think anybody, I mean.
So-
A lot of people just recycle
It's got
the
thousands of
paper,
followers,
the
yeah.
paper,
Sure, sure.
you know what I mean?
No, I think, and maybe that's a topic for next time, is sort of what we wanna do in terms of publicity. Certainly. The more the better.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
We also have a minuscule budget, but it's sufficient to, do something like write a letter to every historic homeowner.
Hmm.
And let them know what the process is and start with them and. Also assuring them that, this isn't gonna happen to you unawares, this is the process and, you'll have a part in it and that sort of thing. Because I know there are a lot of people who own historic homes that do worry about, well, they sell it, what's gonna happen. That might be eager to have theirs. Creating work for us. Creating work
We do
for
have a
everybody.
budget.
Creating work for everybody.
Okay.
$500.
No, it's 1,050.
Double check that.
Did they,
The value of the
that
dollar.
should still be, that's right. Well, we never spent it, so they may have trimmed it a little bit. Even $500 would be enough to send letters.
Like that would be,
Just about enough to send letters to 100 people at this point.
that would be,
That's what the chair.
that seems like it would be a very appropriate use of the funds to maybe reach out to those that we've most interested. And then again, to me, it's just a question, do we know enough of the process yet? I mean, what's the right timing?
I'm wondering if it makes sense to, I think for Facebook, it's fine, if talking letters or whatever. Have a commission in place, or at least in the process of being established, so that if you're interested.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what I'm wondering, like,
Yeah.
We also should have a statement as opposed to, throw it out on Facebook. Thing we put on Facebook, that's the same as, whatever we put every place else. It's consistent and people don't get the wrong.
watch this space. Well, yeah, that's probably an issue, maybe it would be.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. Nobody wants a sign. They do make district commission signs. I've seen them. Okay, any additional questions or comments? In that case, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moving everything.
Okay, motion to adjourn, Leah.
Yes.
Oh, wait. No, that's not commentable, right? That's a. Anybody want to comment on the motion to adjourn? Leah. Marshall.
Yes.
Megan.
Yeah.
Zohar. Victor.
Yep.
Gloria, Chair votes yes, 6-0 with one absence. Thank you, we are